What's up guys, I'm Josh Mosiman and welcome to This Week in MXA episode number 133 presented by O'Neill Racing. Thank you guys for tuning in to this video. The Southwick National, wow, what a race. Finally we have a shakeup in the 250 class. Maybe not finally, it started last weekend with Hunter Lawrence's DNF in the second moto. Luckily he was okay, obviously banged up. He dealt with bruised and injured ribs early in the season, and then he said he basically re-injured those plus hurt his arm. So going into Southwick he was beat up, and then he had another DNF in that first moto. Bike issue, bike blew up. Heartbreaker for Hunter Lawrence, but man, it makes things exciting in the 250 class because now we have rookie Haiden Deegan with a red plate, 3-digit number, Start Racing Yamaha YZ250F going into Millville this weekend for round 7 of the Pro Motocross series. He's got a 5-point lead on Hunter Lawrence, so things are very tight, very close. Obviously, Hunter is more experienced, has a lot more time doing this, but man, Haiden Deegan is living up to the hype and making it very exciting to watch this 250 class. So breaking it down a little bit, Haiden didn't even end up on the podium, but he still got the points lead and the red plate thanks to Hunter Lawrence going DNF and then 8 in the second moto. I thought that Hunter would be able to make it a lot further in that second moto, but maybe a combination of being sore and also pushing hard in the first moto to get up to the position he was led to him not going as far forward as I would have expected. Obviously, the front runners were going fast. Hunter had a bad start with a bad gate pick from the outside, and that led to him finishing 8th in the second moto, so not making up as much points as I expected him to in that race. Haiden Deegan, he ended up 10th in the second moto. He had a crash both first moto and second moto, but the story really goes back to the first moto when Haiden Deegan got passed by Hunter Lawrence and then he pushed as hard as he could, actually caught up to Hunter and kept him honest until the end when Hunter's bikes blew up. Haiden went on to finish 4th just off the podium in the first moto, but he spent a lot of energy, and he said that after the race that the second moto he pretty much hit a wall, and after tipping over again, 10th place was the best he could do. So still very impressive. But looking at the trajectory of the 250 class, Hunter Lawrence had 4 wins in a row at the first 4 rounds. After High Point, he had a 28-point lead on Haiden Deegan. Coming into Southwick, he only had an 11-point lead because of that DNF he had in the second moto at Redbud. So from 28-point lead to 11-point lead, now to a 5-point deficit. Heartbreaker for the Honda HRC factory team. Pretty funny to hear Lars Lindstrom let out a little swear word on the live TV broadcast, but you could tell that he's passionate about his riders, and he's passionate and confident in his riders as well. So 250 class, things were crazy. Tom Vial, he was on another level. MXGP 2-time world champion in the 250 class. He showed us exactly why he is a world champion. He came out on fire in that first moto. He's been struggling in the first motos this year. I did an interview with him at Hangtown, and he talked about the difference between the MXGPs and how much time they get practicing, qualifying races, all this time they get to spend on the track before it's actually time to go racing. Here in the US, you get 2 15-minute practices for qualifying, and then you go racing right away. So he's always kind of learning the track in the first motos, but Southwick, more of a sand style track, came natural to him. So we got a full interview with Tom Vial on our website. Be sure to check it out, motocrossactionmag.com. 1-3 scores were good enough for his first overall win. Joe Shimoda, awesome to see him get the second moto win in the 250 class, and Justin Cooper was pushing hard trying to get that overall win, but he had a tip over in both first and second moto, which led to 2-2 moto scores for him. Also congrats to Jimmy Dakotas, 12-17 for 15th overall in his comeback race. He said he's not racing next year, he just came out to do Southwick, so very impressive. He was on the 2022 KTM 250, so he wasn't on that new generation bike, but still really cool to see the local make it happen in the 250 class. Dissecting the 450 class from Southwick, wow, Jett Lawrence, man, this guy just makes it look so easy out there. A lot of the footage that you see of him going around the track watching the race live, he just looks like he's taking it easy on the track and trail riding, and he's so smooth, and by doing that he's able to save energy, hit the perfect lines, and just be so mentally focused on what he needs to do that it doesn't upset him too often. He doesn't make too many mistakes, and he saves a lot of energy, and by saving energy you're able to spend it in places that you need to. For example, off the start of the first and second moto, he just needed a split second of pure speed and pure perfection to get past Chase Sexton in the first moto and Dylan Ferrandis in the second moto. And that's how he was able to get into the lead. And then from there, basically just managed both races and pulled out to healthy leads in each race. Dissecting how he did it, off of the start at Southwick, I've raced at Southwick twice. It's a gnarly track, and it is a chaotic start because it's such a tight first turn. It's a right-handed turn, so you can't get your foot on the rear brake and have it out at the same time. Then you go down a fast straightaway, sandy. Everybody's going side to side because there's not a lot of real straight wheel traction. It's loose. Guys are banging into each other going down that straightaway. You go over the hump and then over the big tall single where guys are launching it. You can see both Chase Sexton and Dylan Ferrandis, when they land in a little bit of a soft spot, and their body language and their technique gets a little bit out of whack, and they absorb the bump with their body, and both of them kind of caught them off guard. They didn't land it perfectly like they should have. Jett Lawrence, he lands perfectly. I don't know if it's pure luck that he landed in a spot where it wasn't as soft, or pure technique and skill to be able to manage wherever he landed. But man, that guy has some serious leg strength, some serious lower back strength, and some serious throttle control to be able to land, keep the rear wheel on the ground, and position himself perfectly into the next turn. He went around the outside of Chase Sexton, which led to the inside of the next corner to get the pass on Chase Sexton. And Dylan Ferrandis, he went the opposite way, went the inside and then outside right around him, closed the door on Dylan Ferrandis to get by him. So very impressive to watch that in slow-mo. It's awesome to see Ty Masterpool running up front once again. Man, Ty is so impressive. It's so much fun to watch him run up front with Dylan Ferrandis, Aaron Plessinger, battling back and forth with Jason Anderson and Adam Cincerillo. And talking about Cincerillo, he had a gnarly moto. He talked about on Instagram that as soon as he got done with the second moto, he drove straight to the Alpine Stars mobile medical unit and passed out. That's the definition of giving it all out on the track, passing out after the moto. So obviously it's not exactly where Adam Cincerillo wants to be. We all know he's dealing with an arm injury that's making it hard for him to hold on, but still very impressive to see how hard he pushed. Jose Butron, privateer and MXGP rider, former MXGP rider. Man, it was awesome to see him come up through the pack as well. Southwick was hot, humid, and rough, and it really showed where some riders were fading backwards and some guys were able to keep charging forwards and make a good show for themselves. So awesome times from Southwick, gnarly track, always fun to watch. Now as we look ahead to the Millville National this weekend at Spring Creek in Minnesota, it's going to be an exciting one, but such a bummer that Jeremy Martin got hurt at the Hangtown National. He won't be able to race at his hometown national. Obviously Alex Martin, he is now retired, so he's not racing, but he will be there. He's been putting in long hours getting the facility ready for the national. It's a family event. The Martin family own the track, and John and Greta Martin, they live there and prep it full time. Alex Martin has been there lately helping them a bunch. Alex Martin is also writing a monthly article for Motocross Action magazine. Every issue of Motocross Action magazine, you can read about his troll training column. It's one page in the magazine, and he gives you tips and tricks for training and technique, breathing, nutrition, all kinds of different stuff to make you a better rider on the track. So we love having Alex Martin in the magazine, but we're bummed he's not racing this weekend, and also even more bummed that Club MX Yamaha's Jeremy Martin won't be racing this weekend either. But Star Racing Yamaha, they are excited for the red plate back. Haiden Deegan 238, Star Racing Yamaha 250. It is going to be a crazy weekend seeing the red plate on the rookie's bike. I'm guessing he's going to be wearing some red gear, or maybe that red chest protector from Thor, but it's going to be interesting to see how he does this weekend. A 5-point lead doesn't give him a big gap on Hunter Lawrence, but it does give him a little bit of breathing room. And the Star Racing Yamaha is going to do well at the Millville track because they got those steep hills, and we all know the Yamaha is the fastest 250 on the track. So going to be exciting to watch Haiden Deegan this weekend, and we'll see how Hunter Lawrence balances back. Got to expect that Honda is going to stay together this weekend and that he's going to be firing on all cylinders. Also, it's going to be cool to see Tom Vial. Now he's riding with some confidence. He talked about Southwick was like he was riding in the MXGPs. He said, from now we start here. So in my mind, that means now we start fresh and we go on forward and hopefully start winning more races. Southwick and Millville, they're kind of similar. They got sand sections at Millville. There's more ruts. It's a little more technical with rutted sections and maybe some harder dirt at Millville, but there's a lot of sand there as well. So I think Tom Vial's win from Southwick could definitely transfer over to Millville. Joe Shimoda, he's obviously going to be feeling good after that moto win he had in Moto 2 at Southwick. So looking forward to Southwick this weekend. Chase Sexton, he battled hard with Eli Tomac here last year, and he said in the post-race press conference that he's excited to take that momentum from last year and try to fight with Jett Lawrence this year. It's going to be an exciting one. Another note, Ricky Carmichael and James Stewart in the booth. Man, awesome having those guys as announcers. It made it way more exciting to watch the 450 motos where maybe Jett Lawrence had a big lead, but listening to James and Ricky Carmichael talk was pretty interesting. Even James talking about Chase Sexton needing to tuck the front end to give himself an excuse. That's a real thing. Racers definitely do that kind of stuff, but it was interesting to watch and fun to hear those guys commentate. Also, for the Millville National this weekend at Spring Creek, the Motocross Action Fantasy League is still on, so if you're not playing, you better get signed up for free on our website. This weekend, we're giving away Maxxis tires, a front and a rear, dirt bike tires, not mountain bike, not van tires, not truck tires, dirt bike tires to the winner of our fantasy league this weekend. So all you gotta do, sign up for free, motocrossactionmag.com, and pick 3 250 riders, 3 450 riders. We give you $50,000 and we price each rider according to what we think they're worth for that weekend. And you gotta make your best pick and see who the winner will be for this weekend to get some free Maxxis tires. In other news, I'm excited for the 2024 bike testing season because it is officially started. We have the 2024 KTMs in our hands now. Testing is already underway on those bikes, and we'll have the new Kawis, Yamahas, Hondas, Suzuki's, Husqvarna's gas bikes. They'll be coming in soon. So really looking forward to the 2024 Kawasaki KX450. That bike is all new. Also the 2024 YZ250F. It hasn't been announced yet, but that bike will be all new, following the footsteps of the YZ450F from last year. So very excited to ride some new bikes and test them out. Be sure to stay tuned to our YouTube channel, Motocross Action Magazine, our website, and to get subscribed to the magazine to stay up to date with all of our bike tests and all of our recent videos. August issue right here, we got the YZ125 on the cover. A lot of fun testing that Pro Circuit YZ125 and a lot of fun writing that article as well. Be sure to check it out on the newsstands or get subscribed. $25 for the year, and we send you a free Rocky Mountain gift card to go shopping with them. $25 gift card for signing up for a $25 subscription. So it's kind of like a free deal right there. Better get signed up, motocrossactionmag.com.